Marie Turner woke up with a sharp pain in her head. The sunlight coming through the small window of their apartment felt too bright. Her body felt heavy and every breath was hard. She looked at the clock on her bedside table. The red numbers showed 7:15 a.m. Her heart sank. The alarm was supposed to ring at 6 a.m. She had overslept. Today was important. It was the day of her job interview, not just any job, but the job she had worked so hard for. The job that could change everything, for her and her 2 children. But now, she felt sick and weak. Her body was not ready for the long day ahead. Marie sat on the edge of the bed and held her forehead. Her skin was hot and her throat felt dry. She tried to speak, but her voice was barely a whisper. She wanted to call her mother for help, but the phone was on the kitchen table, too far to reach. Her hands trembled as she slowly got up. In the next room, her daughter Lily was still asleep. Lily was 10 years old, small and quiet, but with big brown eyes full of kindness. Marie looked at her sleeping daughter and felt a pang of guilt. She had promised Lily she would be okay, that this new job would help them have a better life. But now, she didn't know what to do. Marie struggled to the kitchen and grabbed the phone. She dialed her mother's number, hoping for some support. But the call went straight to voicemail. Marie sighed deeply and hung up. No one could help her today. She went back to her bedroom, sitting down heavily on the bed. She looked at the small stack of papers on the desk, her resume, the cover letter, and notes for the interview. She had prepared for weeks. Every night. After putting the children to sleep, she studied the company's website, practiced answers to questions, and imagined how she would make a good impression. Now all those dreams felt far away. She didn't want to disappoint herself or her children. She especially didn't want to disappoint Lily. Just then, she heard soft footsteps from the hallway. Lily had woken up. The little girl came into the room, rubbing her eyes, still sleepy. "Mom?" Lily asked softly, sitting on the bed beside her. "Are you okay?" Marie tried to smile, but it was weak. "I'm sick, sweetheart," she said. "I'm sorry. I don't think I can go to my interview today." Lily looked worried. "You have to go," she said with a serious voice. "You worked so hard." Marie shook her head. "I can't, Lily. I'm too sick. And you have school today. You can't miss that." Lily bit her lip and looked down at her small hands. Then, after a moment, she stood up and walked to her room. Marie watched her go, confused. A few minutes later, Lily came back. But this time, she was dressed in one of Marie's old jackets. The sleeves were too long and folded at the wrists. She held a crumpled folder close to her chest. Marie's heart stopped. "What are you doing?" Marie asked, trying to hide her fear. Lily looked up, her big eyes serious. "I'm going to your interview. Mom, I want to help." Marie wanted to say no. It was impossible. How could a 10-year-old child go to a job interview? It didn't make sense. But when she looked at Lily's determined face, she realized her daughter was serious. "No, Lily, you can't," she said gently. "It's not for kids. It's for grown-ups." Lily shook her head. "You're sick. You said you can't go. But I want to try. I want to help you. I'll tell them about you." Marie felt tears rise in her eyes. She saw her own hope and courage reflected in her daughter. The little girl who always helped with homework, cooked simple meals, and took care of her younger brother. Now, Lily was ready to do something more. "I'm scared," Marie said quietly. "What if they don't listen to you? What if they send you away?" Lily smiled, a brave smile. "I'm not scared. I will be good. I promise." Marie didn't know what to do. She wanted to protect her daughter from the world's hard truths. But at that moment, she also wanted to believe in Lily's courage. "Okay," Marie said after a long pause. "But you have to be very careful. Listen to everything and be honest." Lily nodded. She gave her mother a hug, soft and warm, then grabbed the folder and a small backpack. Before she left, she kissed Marie's forehead. "Get better, Mom," she whispered. Marie watched as Lily walked out the door. Her heart was full of worry and pride at the same time. Lily walked down the narrow stairs of their old apartment building. The morning was chilly, and the air smelled like rain. She held her mother's folder tight and clutched her little backpack with the other hand. The big city streets were busy already. People hurried past her, dressed in suits and carrying coffee, cups. Lily felt small and invisible among them. She had never been this far alone before, but she remembered her mother's words. Be brave and honest. So she took a deep breath and walked toward the bus stop. At the bus stop, she showed the driver the folded note with the company's address and her mother's name. The driver smiled at her, probably thinking she was on her way to school. The bus ride was long, but Lily didn't mind. She stared out the window at the tall buildings, imagining what the office would look like. Would there be big desks, computers, people with important jobs? When the bus stopped, Lily got off and looked up at the tallest building she had ever seen. It was shiny, with glass walls that reflected the sky. Her heart beat faster. This was the place where her mother's dream might come true. She walked inside, feeling nervous. The lobby was huge and quiet. A few people sat on leather chairs looking at their phones or talking softly. At the front desk sat a woman who looked surprised to see a small girl standing there. "Can I help you, sweetie?" the woman asked gently. Lily held out the folder. "My mom was supposed to have a job interview here. She's sick, so I came. Instead?" The woman blinked. "Your mom? What's her name?" "Marie Turner." The receptionist typed the name on her computer and frowned. "I'm sorry, honey, but your mom didn't tell us anyone would come in her place." Lily's voice was steady. "She couldn't come. I want to help her." The receptionist smiled softly, unsure what to do. "Let me call someone." Before Lily could feel scared or nervous, a tall man in a sharp suit appeared. He looked at Lily with surprise. His face was serious, but his eyes were kind. This was Ethan Raines, the CEO of the company. Lily didn't understand why he was looking at her so closely, but she remembered her promise to be brave and honest. "I'm here for my mom," she said quietly. Lily stood quietly in the huge lobby, clutching her mother's folder tightly against her chest. The tall man in the suit, Ethan Raines, the CEO of the company, looked down at her with surprise and curiosity. His eyes were sharp but soft, as if he was trying to understand how this little girl ended up in such a serious place. The receptionist was still standing nearby, clearly unsure what to do. Ethan cleared his throat and smiled gently at Lily. "Hello, Lily," he said, surprising her that he knew her name so quickly. "I'm Ethan. I hear your mom is not feeling well today?" Lily nodded. "Yes, she's very sick. She couldn't come to the interview, so I came instead. I want to help her." Ethan knelt down so he could look into her eyes. "That's very brave of you," he said. "But do you know what a job interview is?" Lily thought for a moment. "It's when someone talks to the people at the company to see if they can work there. My mom was going to do it, but she is too sick." Ethan smiled. "Very good, you know a lot." Lily looked around nervously. She didn't know what would happen next. The lobby suddenly felt much bigger and louder, even though the people around her were quiet. She was not sure if she should wait or leave. "I don't want to cause any trouble," Lily said softly. "I just want to tell them about my mom." Ethan stood up and motioned to the receptionist. "Let's see if we can find a quiet place to talk." He led Lily through the tall glass doors and into an elevator. The elevator was small, and Lily felt a little scared. She looked up at the numbers as they rose higher and higher. When the IOB elevator stopped, Ethan took Lily's hand and walked her down a long hallway. The walls were lined with pictures of people smiling, awards, and certificates. The air smelled fresh and clean. Lily felt like she was in a dream. Finally, they reached a large office. Ethan opened the door and gestured for Lily to sit on a big leather chair. It was much too big for her, but she climbed up carefully. Ethan sat opposite her in a smaller chair and smiled kindly. "Tell me about your mom," he said. Lily took a deep breath. She wasn't sure what to say. But then she thought about all the hard things her mother had done to get here. She thought about how late her mother stayed awake, reading and writing notes. She thought about the days when her mother worked 2 jobs just to pay the bills. "My mom is very strong," Lily began. "She works very hard. She takes care of me and my little brother even when she is tired. She wants a better life for us. She studied a lot for this job, but today she is sick. So I came to tell you how good she is." Ethan listened carefully, nodding as Lily spoke. Her voice was small but filled with honesty and hope. He could see the love and pride shining in her eyes. "Why do you think your mom would be good for this job?" Ethan asked gently. Lily thought again. "Because she never gives up. Even when things are hard, she keeps trying. She is kind and smart. She helps people and she wants to learn more." Ethan smiled wider. "That sounds like the kind of person we want to work here." Lily looked at him in surprise. She had never heard anything like that before. "Would you like to meet some of the people who work here?" Ethan asked. Lily nodded eagerly. She wanted to see the place where her mother might work one day. Ethan stood and took Lily's hand again. He led her to a large conference room where a few people were waiting. Some were in suits, others dressed more casually. They all looked at Lily, curious and surprised. "This is Lily," Ethan said to the group. "She came here today because her mother, Marie Turner, couldn't make it. But Lily wanted to tell us why her mother is the right person for the job." The room grew quiet. One of the women stepped forward and smiled at Lily. "Hello, Lily. Would you like to tell us more?" Lily took a deep breath and began again. She told them about her mother's long days, working hard to make sure her children had food and clothes. She spoke about how her mother studied at night when everyone else was sleeping. She told them about her mother's kindness and patience. The people in the room listened carefully. Some nodded. Others looked at each other, moved by the little girl's words. When Lily finished, Ethan stood again. "Thank you, Lily. You've given us a lot to think about." Lily felt her face flush with pride. She had never talked to so many important people before. She smiled shyly and sat down, feeling a little tired but happy. After a few minutes, Ethan came back to her side. "You've been very brave today," he said softly, "and you've done something very special." Lily looked up at him. "What will happen now?" Ethan thought for a moment. "I want to make sure your mom gets a chance to come here and talk with us soon, and until then, we will do what we can to help." Lily's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you," she whispered. Ethan smiled again. "You're welcome." Meanwhile, back at the small apartment, Marie lay resting on the bed. Her fever was still strong and her body ached. She felt tired and helpless. But inside, a small light was growing, a hope that maybe, just maybe, things would get better. When the phone rang, she opened her eyes slowly. She reached for it, surprised, to hear a kind voice on the other end. "Mrs. Turner, this is Ethan Raines, CEO of the company where you applied. Your daughter came to the interview for you today. She was very brave, and she told us a lot about you." Marie sat up, heart pounding. "My daughter, she came, but she's just a child." "Yes," Ethan said softly. "She told us your story. We want to help you. Please rest and get better. We will be in touch." Marie's tears fell freely. Now. For the first time in weeks, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: hope. The day ended with Lily returning home on the bus, her small hand still holding the folder tightly. She knew her mother was waiting. and she wanted to tell her everything. As she stepped through the door, Marie looked at her with tired eyes, but a hopeful smile. "You were so brave," Marie whispered, pulling Lily into a warm hug. Lily smiled back. "I wanted to help. We will be okay, Mom." And in that moment, the small apartment felt a little brighter, filled with love and the promise of a new beginning. Lily's small feet made soft sounds on the shiny floor of the company lobby. The tall glass walls let sunlight pour in, creating bright patches on the marble floor. The building was so big and different from anything she had ever seen. It made her heart beat faster. She was here, all alone, carrying her mother's dreams with her. After Ethan Raines, the CEO, had spoken to the receptionist, Lily was asked to wait near the security desk. The security guards were two tall men in dark uniforms. They watched Lily carefully as she sat on one of the leather chairs nearby. The lobby was quiet except for the soft hum of the air conditioning and the occasional footsteps of employees hurrying past. Lily clutched her mother's folder and looked up at the ceiling. She tried to stay calm, but inside she was nervous. One of the guards, a man named James, came over. He looked down at her and smiled gently. "Hi there, young lady. Are you waiting for someone?" Lily nodded. "I'm here for my mom's job interview." James raised his eyebrows. "Your mom? Who's your mom?" "Marie Turner," Lily answered, softly. James looked at his radio and spoke quietly to the other guard. Then he came closer and said, "Sweetheart, you can't be here alone. It's not safe for kids in big buildings like this." Lily's lips pressed together. She knew she shouldn't be here by herself, but she also knew she had to be brave. "I'm not scared," she said quietly. "My mom is sick, so I came instead. The CEO, Mr. Raines, is helping me." James looked surprised. "Mr. Raines? The CEO?" "Yes," Lily said, her voice firm. James walked over to the receptionist and whispered something. The receptionist nodded and called someone on the phone. Then Lily heard footsteps coming down the hall. Ethan Raines appeared again, looking calm but serious. He walked straight to Lily and the security guards. "Is there a problem?" Ethan asked. James stepped back and said, "We're just making sure this little girl is safe. It's not common to see a child here alone." Ethan smiled kindly. "I understand. But this child is not alone. I am responsible for her today." Lily looked up at Ethan with trust. She felt safer now. Ethan turned to the guards. "Please let her stay here for a while. I want to talk to her more." James nodded slowly. "All right, but we will keep an eye on her." Ethan then took Lily's hand and led her to a small waiting area with comfortable chairs and a low table. The room had a few magazines and a plant by the window. It felt warm and safe. "Why don't you tell me more about your mom?" Ethan said as they sat down. Lily smiled shyly. "She is very strong. Even when she is tired or sick, she takes care of me and my little brother, Tommy." "Tommy?" Ethan asked. "Yes, he's 5. He loves dinosaurs and always wants to play. But sometimes he is sad when Mom is tired." Ethan listened carefully. He could feel how much Lily loved her family. "She works 2 jobs," Lily continued, "one at a cafe and one cleaning offices. She studies a lot at night to learn new things. She wants to be better for us." Ethan looked at Lily's small hands holding the folder. He thought about how much courage this little girl had. "Did your mom tell you about this job?" he asked. "Yes. She said it's a chance to do something different, a better job where she can use what she knows." Ethan nodded. "That's true. This company looks for people who are strong and willing to learn." Lily looked up at him with hope. "Do you think she can get the job?" Ethan smiled gently. "I can't promise anything yet, but you've already made a big impression today." Lily's face lit up. "Really?" "Yes," Ethan said. "You are very brave to come here alone and speak honestly." Lily looked out. the window, feeling proud but still a little worried. Just then, the receptionist called Ethan's phone. He answered quickly and nodded. "Thank you," Ethan said, and hung up. He turned to Lily. "Your mom called. She wants you to know she is feeling a little better. She says thank you for being so brave." Lily's eyes filled with tears of happiness. She felt like a hero. Ethan stood up. "Let's go visit your mom soon, okay? She needs you." Lily nodded. "I want to see her." Ethan smiled and led her back to the elevator. Back in the apartment, Marie Turner was lying on her bed, wrapped in a soft blanket. Her fever had gone down a little, but she still felt weak. The small room smelled of medicine and warm soup. She looked at the clock on the wall and thought about Lily. She hoped her daughter was safe. The phone rang, and Marie answered it with shaking hands. "Mrs. Turner," Ethan's voice said softly, "your daughter is here with me. She told me your story. You have a very brave girl." Marie felt tears fall down her cheeks. "Thank you," she whispered. "I am so sorry I can't be there." "You don't have to be sorry. We want to help you. Rest and get better." Marie closed her eyes and took a deep breath. She felt a weight lift from her heart. The next morning, Lily woke up early. She dressed quickly in the same jacket her mother wore and packed the folder again. She wanted to go back to the company and learn more. Marie smiled weakly as she watched. "Lily, get ready." "Be careful, Lily," she said softly. "I will, Mom," Lily promised. "I want to help." When Lily arrived at the building again, the security guards recognized her immediately. "Back so soon?" James joked with a smile. Lily laughed softly. "Yes, I want to see the people who listen to me." James nodded and waved her through. As Lily walked past the receptionist, a few employees smiled and waved at her. She felt like she belonged. Ethan was waiting for her near the elevator. "Good morning, Lily. Ready for another day?" Lily nodded, excitedly. "Yes. I want to learn more." Ethan smiled. "Then let's get started." Together, they walked deeper into the building, ready for whatever the day would bring. Lily walked beside Ethan down a long hallway filled with bright lights and framed pictures of the company's achievements. Her heart was still pounding from the excitement of the day before. She felt like a part of something much bigger than herself and her small world. Ethan opened a door at the end of the hall. "This is the conference room," he said. "Sometimes important meetings happen here." Lily stepped inside and looked around. A large table filled most of the room. Chairs were pushed in neatly. There was a whiteboard on one wall with colorful markers and notes from past meetings. Just as Ethan and Lily settled down, a woman walked into the room. She was tall with kind eyes and wore a smart suit. "Ethan," she said with a smile, "I heard you have a special guest today." "This is Lily," Ethan introduced her. "She came here to speak for her mom." The woman's face softened. "Hello, Lily. I'm Sarah. I work in human resources. I've heard about your visit yesterday. You were very brave." Lily blushed and looked down at her hands. "Thank you." Sarah sat down next to Ethan. "We want to know more about your mom. Tell us everything you can." Lily took a deep breath. She thought about how hard her mother worked, how she cooked meals late at night, cleaned floors in the mornings, and still found time to help Lily with homework. She remembered the nights when her mother would read books to her and Tommy, even when she was too tired to keep her eyes open. "My mom is kind," Lily said softly. "She helps people even when she doesn't have much time. She loves learning new things and wants to do better for us." Sarah nodded slowly. "That's wonderful to hear. We look for people who care and want to grow." Ethan smiled. "We believe Marie has the strength and the heart to be a great part of our team." Lily felt a warm glow inside. She wanted to say more, but suddenly felt a little shy. Just then the door opened again. A man stepped in. He was tall, with sharp eyes and a calm voice. "Ethan, I was told we have an unexpected visitor," the man said. Ethan stood and introduced him. "This is David Collins, the head of the department where your mother applied." David smiled gently at Lily. "Hello, Lily. I've heard great things about you already." Lily looked up, surprised and a little nervous. David sat down at the table. "I want to meet your mother as soon as she is well. There are many questions I'd like to ask her." Lily nodded. "She wants to come too?" Ethan looked at Sarah and David. "We should arrange the interview for when Marie is ready. For now, Lily has done an amazing job," Sarah agreed. "Absolutely. We'll keep in touch with Marie and help her prepare." Lily smiled. She felt proud and hopeful. Maybe her mother really could get the job. Later that afternoon, Lily sat with Ethan and Sarah while they talked about the company and its work. They explained some of the things Marie might do if she joined the team. They told Lily how important kindness and learning are in their workplace. Lily listened carefully. She asked questions and laughed when Ethan told a funny story about his first day at the company. It was a day full of new things and new friends. Back at the apartment, Marie was resting but feeling stronger. When Lily returned home, she told her mother everything. "Mom, they want to meet you soon. They said you have a good heart, and they believe in you." Marie smiled weakly, but her eyes shone with hope. "That means everything to me, Lily." Lily hugged her mother tightly. "We will get through this together." Marie looked at her daughter and thought about the brave journey Lily had taken. She was filled with pride and gratitude. She knew that no matter how hard things were, they had each other. The next day, Marie felt well enough to leave the apartment. With help from Lily and a neighbor, she arrived at the company building. Her heart raced with nerves and hope. Ethan and Sarah welcomed her warmly. They took her to a quiet room for the interview. David was already there, waiting. Marie smiled nervously but felt supported. She told them about her experience, her dreams, and her love for her children. David listened carefully. He asked kind questions, making sure Marie felt comfortable. After the interview, Marie stepped out into the hallway. She felt tired but proud. Days later, Ethan called Marie with good news. "We want you on our team," he said warmly. "You have the strength, kindness, and determination we need." Marie's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you. I won't let you down." As the sun set over the city, Marie held Lily and Tommy close. Their small apartment was filled with new hope and love. They knew the road ahead would be hard, but together, they could face anything. The morning sun peeked through the thin curtains of the small apartment. Marie sat at the kitchen table, holding a warm cup of tea. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from excitement. Today was her first day at the new job. Lily and Tommy were busy getting ready. Tommy was excitedly trying to put on his little blue jacket, but he struggled with the zipper. Lily giggled and helped him. "Come on, Tommy. You can do it," she encouraged. Tommy grinned. "Thanks, Lily. I want to be ready to play when Mom comes home." Marie smiled warmly. She felt so lucky to have such caring children. Even though times had been hard, their love gave her strength every day. As Marie packed her bag, she thought about all the obstacles she had faced, working 2 jobs, late nights studying, and battling illness. But now, here she was, stepping into a new chapter. Lily hugged her tightly. "Mom, I'm proud of you." Marie hugged her back, feeling tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Lily. I couldn't have done this without you." At the company, Ethan greeted Marie at the entrance. His warm smile put her at ease. "Welcome, Marie," he said kindly. "We're glad to have you with us." Marie followed Ethan through the bright hallways. She noticed how everyone was busy but friendly. Some stopped to say hello. The atmosphere was full of energy and hope. Ethan introduced her to Sarah and David, who showed her around the office. They explained the work, the schedule, and the company's values. Marie listened carefully, determined to do her best. She was eager to learn and to prove she deserved this chance. The first day was filled with new experiences. Marie met her co-workers. Some were young, others older, but all treated her with respect. During lunch, Marie sat with Lily's teacher, who happened to work at the company too. They talked about school, children, and dreams. Marie felt at home in this place. It was different from the cleaning jobs and cafe work. Here, she could see a future for herself and her family. After work, Marie called Lily to tell her about the day. "It was good, Mom. I met your new friends," Lily said excitedly. Marie laughed softly. "I'm glad. Tomorrow will be even better." Days turned into weeks. Marie worked hard, learning new skills and making friends. Her confidence grew. She was no longer just a mother fighting to survive. She was a valued team member. Lily and Tommy noticed the change, too. Their mother smiled more and had more energy to play and read stories. One evening, Lily sat with Marie on the couch. "Mom, I'm happy you're here. Things feel different now." Marie kissed Lily's forehead. "Me too, sweetheart. We're building a better life." One day, Ethan called Marie into his office. "Marie," he said, "you've done an excellent job. Your dedication shows." Marie felt proud but stayed humble. "Thank you, Mr. Raines. I'm grateful for this chance." Ethan smiled. "We want to support your growth. Would you like to join a training program to learn more skills?" Marie nodded eagerly. "Yes, please." With each new lesson, Marie felt stronger. She knew she was setting an example for Lily and Tommy, showing them that no matter the struggles, hard work and hope could lead to change. Back at home one evening, Marie sat at the small kitchen table, helping Lily with homework. Tommy played. Nearby, building towers with blocks. Marie looked at her children and felt a deep sense of gratitude. "We're going to be okay," she whispered to herself. Lily smiled up at her. "We already are." As the weeks passed, the family grew closer. Their small apartment was filled with laughter, love, and hope. Marie's new job was not just work. It was a symbol of resilience, courage, and dreams coming true. And through it all, Lily's brave heart had been the light guiding them forward. The sun had barely risen when Marie woke up feeling restless. Her new job was going well, but today she faced a challenge she hadn't expected. When she arrived at the office, Sarah greeted her with a serious look. "Marie, we have a problem. There's a mistake in one of the reports and it needs to be fixed quickly." Marie's heart skipped a beat. She wanted to do her best, but she was still learning the ropes. David joined them and explained, "This report is important. It affects a big decision the company will make tomorrow. We need your help to correct it." Marie nodded, determined. "I will do my best." Ethan stopped by to encourage her. "Remember, Marie, challenges are part of growth. Take your time and ask for help if you need it." Marie smiled, feeling supported. She sat at her desk and opened the files. The numbers and charts looked confusing at first. She took a deep breath and started going through the data carefully. Hours passed as Marie worked quietly, checking and double-checking every detail. She asked questions when she wasn't sure and listened carefully to her co-workers' advice. Lily's words echoed in her mind. "Mom, you can do this." Finally, after a long day, Marie finished the report. She felt tired but proud. She handed the corrected report to David. He looked it over and smiled. "Excellent work, Marie. You caught errors? Others missed. This will help the company make the right choice." Marie felt relief and joy. She realized that hard work and asking for help were important lessons. At home that evening, Marie shared the day's story with Lily and Tommy. "I was worried," Marie said, but I learned that it's okay to ask for help. No one expects me to be perfect right away." Lily hugged her mother tightly. "I knew you could do it." Tommy clapped his hands. "Mommy's a superhero." Marie laughed, feeling grateful for her children's love and support. The next week brought good news. The company made a decision that would help it grow, thanks to the accurate report Marie helped prepare. Ethan called a small meeting to thank Marie publicly. "You showed great courage and dedication," he said. "We are proud to have you on our team." Marie felt a warm glow of pride. Her hard work was noticed. As the days passed, Marie's confidence grew. She volunteered for more projects and shared ideas during meetings. One afternoon, she sat with Sarah, discussing future plans. "Marie," Sarah said kindly, "we believe you have the potential to lead a small team someday." Marie smiled shyly. "That would be wonderful." Sarah encouraged her to keep learning and growing. "You've come so far already." At home, life was also changing. Lily was doing well in school, and Tommy's laughter filled the apartment. Marie found more time to read bedtime stories and play games. One evening, as Marie tucked Lily in bed, Lily whispered, "Mom, I want to be brave like you." Marie kissed her forehead. "You are brave, Lily, and you inspire me every day." One weekend, the family went to the park. The sun was warm and the air smelled like fresh grass. Lily and Tommy ran around, chasing butterflies and picking flowers. Marie watched them, feeling peaceful and hopeful. She knew the road ahead might have more challenges, but she also knew they would face them together. Back at the office, Marie prepared for a new project. She was nervous but excited. Ethan stopped by and smiled. "Remember, Marie, every challenge is a chance to learn." Marie nodded, ready to take the next step. That night, Marie sat by the window, looking at the stars. She thought about how far she had come, from the days of struggle to now. She whispered softly, "Thank you for the strength to keep going." The morning sun streamed softly through the window as Marie prepared for an important day at work. Today, she was not just an employee. She was about to present a new idea to the entire team. It was her first big presentation, and though she was nervous, she felt ready. Lily and Tommy were awake early too, excited to see their mother off. Lily gave Marie a small hand-drawn card. On it were words written in bright colors. "Mom, you are my hero. I love you." Marie smiled, tears shining in her eyes. "Thank you, Lily. This means the world to me." Tommy held her hand tightly. "Good luck, Mommy." Marie hugged them both, feeling a wave of strength from their love. At the office, Ethan welcomed Marie with a nod. "You're ready. Just be yourself." Marie took a deep breath and walked into the conference room. The room was filled with her co-workers, some smiling in encouragement, others curious to hear her ideas. She began to speak clearly about her project, a plan to help the company better serve communities like hers. She talked about the importance of kindness, hard work, and opportunities for everyone. At first, her voice wavered, but as she continued, her confidence grew. She shared stories of her family, her struggles, and her hopes. The room was silent, everyone listening carefully. When she finished, a wave of applause filled the room. Ethan smiled proudly. "That was excellent, Marie. Your passion shines through." Her co-workers came up to congratulate her, shaking her hand and offering kind words. Marie felt a joy she had never known before. She was no longer just a mother fighting to survive. She was a leader inspiring others. Back home that evening, Marie told Lily and Tommy about her day. "They clapped for me," she said, her eyes shining. "I think this is just the beginning." Lily hugged her tightly. "I'm so proud of you, Mom." Tommy smiled and gave her a drawing of a star. "You're our shining star." Marie laughed softly and kissed her children good night. She felt the warm glow of hope and love around her. Days passed, and Marie's life continued to change. She was offered a promotion, giving her more responsibility and a chance to help even more people. Her family's small apartment felt brighter. They had enough food, a little extra for treats, and time to enjoy each other. Marie never forgot how hard things had been, but now she saw the power of hope, courage, and kindness. One afternoon, Ethan invited Lily and Tommy to visit the company. The children's eyes grew wide as they walked through the halls. They met many of Marie's co-workers, who welcomed them warmly. Ethan showed them the play area designed for employees' children. There were toys, books, and even a small garden. Lily and Tommy ran around happily, their laughter filling the space. Marie watched them, feeling grateful. She knew this was a place where dreams could grow. That evening, as the family sat together, Marie took Lily's hand. "You were brave when you came here alone," she said softly. "You gave me strength when I needed it most." Lily smiled. "We gave each other strength." Marie nodded. "Yes, we did. And together we can face anything." Months later, the company held a celebration to honor employees who had shown great courage and growth. Marie stood with Ethan, Sarah, and David on the stage. The crowd cheered as her story was told, how a little girl had walked into a job interview for her sick mother and how that courage had changed their lives. Marie looked out at the crowd and saw Lily and Tommy waving proudly. Tears filled her eyes. She whispered, "Thank you, Ethan. Thank you all." Ethan smiled. "No, thank you, Marie. You remind us what truly matters." As the celebration ended, Marie held her children close. She felt a deep peace in her heart. She knew the journey had been hard, but it had led her to a place of hope and love. With Lily and Tommy by her side, she was ready for the future. Together, they had built a new beginning.